Welcome to HackAware Deep Dive. We're starting today with a warning, but maybe more importantly with a blueprint. Our mission at HackAware isn't just to report on these huge fraud operations sweeping across Sri Lanka. It's to really investigate them, to tear them apart, and show you, the community, exactly how they're built under the surface. So this deep dive is part of that. It's a step-by-step reconstruction of the psychology behind one of the most sophisticated scams we're seeing right now.
And this whole investigation, it was only possible because of one person in the community who was incredibly vigilant. They sent us a really detailed report on this platform that was using the Savills brand name. And what's so important to say here is that this person was not a victim. They spotted the red flags right away, didn't deposit a single rupee, and crucially, they gave us safe access to just watch the whole thing unfold.
Yeah, that proactive report gave us this incredibly rare view behind the curtain. Instead of just, piecing things together from victim accounts after the fact, we could watch the trap being set in real time. So our goal today is simple. We are going to reconstruct the entire psychological structure of this Savills scam from the very first text to the final collapse. Because when you understand the architecture, you become immune to the method, no matter what brand name they slap on it.
Right. And when we place this Savills operation into the bigger picture, what we see is, well, it's chillingly optimized. This isn't some small one-off thing. This scam uses a highly refined blueprint that's part of a much wider ecosystem. You've probably seen them or at least heard of them. Platforms branded as STX, Ritz-Carlton, Richland, even Foot Locker. They're all these task-based earning sites, and they are functionally identical. Same code, same script.
I think we really need to stress that point about who they're targeting. There's this assumption that scams only go after the financially desperate or maybe the naive, but that's not what the data shows here, is it?
Not at all. They target everyone. These schemes don't rely on exploiting some weakness in one particular group. They are built on universal human responses. Yeah. We're talking about really basic instincts, curiosity, our trust in structure, the comfort we get from predictable digital systems. I mean, if you function in the digital world, you have the traits they're engineered to exploit.
And the cost of this engineering is just staggering. What are we actually seeing in terms of the damage?
The losses are now reaching into the billions of rupees across all these copycat operations. It's devastation on a massive scale. Individual losses can be anything from, say, LKR 20,000, which is a month's savings for some people, all the way up to cases where people have lost more than 170 lakhs, entire life savings just wiped out.
So let's break down those layers. Let's start at the very beginning, phase one, building that first psychological anchor. How do they even make contact without setting off alarm bells?
Well, at the start, they're minimalists. Step one is deliberately low pressure. It's usually just a simple image or a short text, something like, earn LKR 5,000 in 1-2 hours, reply yes to start.
And the emotional hook there is just, it's pure curiosity. It costs you nothing to reply yes. It feels completely safe. You haven't really committed to anything.
Exactly. And that feeling of safety gets reinforced immediately in step two. The agent arrives. The conversation suddenly shifts from some random SMS to a really structured professional tone. They frame it officially like, Savills is expanding its operations in Sri Lanka and they just need some temporary digital help.
And this is where the real engineering starts to shine, right? Because a smart person sees Savills and thinks, okay, I'll Google that.
And they want you to. That's the genius of it. The victim goes and independently verifies the real Savills brand, a huge, legitimate global company. And then, unconsciously, they transfer all that real-world credibility onto the scammer in the chat. The trust isn't built by the scammer's words, it's built by your own research. It's a self-generated anchor.
That is so much more powerful than any fake document they could send you. You convince yourself.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And step three just cements that foundation. The agent sends you a link, and the platform is, it's polished. It's not some cheap, misspelled website. We're talking clean navigation, convincing dashboards, smooth interactions. It looks and feels professional.
So what are we really looking at with this platform, this scripted shell?
It's pure theater, a flawless facade. It looks exactly like a real corporate platform, but there's zero actual functionality on the back end. All those numbers you see, your earnings, your tasks, they're all just manually controlled by the scammers. It's designed to feel reliable, which creates that second anchor, confidence in the structure.
Okay, so that confidence then moves us into phase two, cementing belief. This is where they give you the first taste of a real reward. How does that work?
They do it immediately. Step 4 is the welcome bonus. You log in, and bam, there's a trial bonus of LKR $27,000 sitting in your account.
And even though that money isn't real, just seeing a big number like that has to change how you feel about the whole thing.
It completely does. Its psychological purpose is to create this huge expectation and just dissolve suspicion. You think, wow, if they can start me with $27,000, this must be a massive operation. It anchors this sense of generosity before you've even done a single thing.
Right. And then comes step 5, the first hour of tasks. You're doing these tiny mechanical things, liking a post, submitting a comment, and you watch a little bit of real money build up, maybe a couple thousand rupees.
And this all leads to the moment of truth. The first real withdrawal. The agent tells you to cash out that LKR 2000. And when that small actual amount of money lands in your bank account, the psychological shift is absolute. It's the most powerful moment of the whole scam.
Because it just blasts past any skepticism. All the logical red flags, the huge bonus, the easy work, they all get wiped away by that one small real payment.
Absolutely. The user goes from thinking, this might work, to believing, I have proof, this does work.
Yeah.
And at that point, they're proven, they're hooked, and they're ready for the next level of commitment.
Let's talk about that commitment, because phase 3 is where the social engineering really kicks in. They start to isolate you inside this fake world.
Yep. Step 6, you get invited to the Savills Lanka team on Telegram. And it looks like this super active community. Hundreds of members all sharing screenshots of their profits, congratulating each other. It's buzzing.
But this is basically a stage play, right? That's what we found.
It is a performance. We figured that almost everyone in that group, apart from a few other new victims, is controlled by the scammers. Their job is to normalize making deposits, to drown out any questions with a flood of success stories, and just build this feeling of a collaborative team. You feel like you belong, you're the only real person in a room full of actors.
And if that's not enough, then step 7 brings in the friends. People from the group start messaging you privately.
This is where it gets really personal. These chats offer validation. They'll say things like, oh, I was nervous at first too, but just trust the process. Or keep going, I just hit VIP level 3. This social reassurance, it just replaces any logical doubt you had with personal connection.
So at this point, you're invested emotionally, socially, and you've made a little bit of real money. That brings us to phase 4, the financial trap disguised as progression.
This is where they set the hook. Step 8 is the first big deposit request. The agent says, okay, to get the higher paying tasks, you need to upgrade your account by depositing LKR 27,000.
And the number is just so clever. It's the exact same amount as that welcome bonus you saw at the very beginning.
It makes it feel logical, harmless. It's framed as a standard requirement. So the logic in your head is, okay, I thought 27,000 was needed to start, so I have to put in 27,000 to move up. You're motivated by ambition.
But then comes step 9. The negative balance. You're in the middle of a task and suddenly your account balance just nosedives into the red. You owe them money.
Which triggers immediate panic. But the Telegram group is ready for it. The scammers instantly flip that panic into a celebration. They flood the chat with congratulations. They frame it as a rare milestone, something only the top performers get.
It sounds like they're trying to turn that confusion and fear directly into hope.
That's precisely the goal. The user starts thinking, oh, wow, I'm so close to a huge payout. I just have to clear this one hurdle. So they're motivated to deposit more money, not to get their losses back, but to reach that next level.
Okay, and once they clear that debt, we hit phase 5, the endless staircase and the collapse. The mask really starts to slip here.
It really does. Step 10 is the final devastating phase. You've now got this huge fake balance, hundreds of thousands, and you try to withdraw. And immediately, locks appear. The system starts demanding fees for all sorts of official-sounding reasons.
What kind of reasons are we talking about here? What should people be looking out for?
They're designed to sound bureaucratic and unavoidable. Things like KYC compliance fees, anti-money laundering audit charges, government clearance claims, security verification. The list just goes on and on.
And the crucial part here is that none of these fees can be paid from that massive fake balance you supposedly have.
Never. They all have to be paid externally from your real bank account. So now you're just chasing your own money, desperately trying to unlock a fortune that doesn't actually exist.
The pressure must just be immense. I know that sources mention helpers showing up at this point, too.
Yes. If the victim hesitates, another scammer from the group, a helper, We'll message them privately and offer to pay for part of the fee. This creates this insane urgency, this feeling of obligation. It stops you from thinking and just pressures you to pay the rest before you lose the help.
And this staircase is truly endless. There's always one more fee.
Always. The system is just designed to keep extracting money until you have nothing left to give. And the second they realize you're tapped out, that's it. The platform freezes, the agent vanishes, the Telegram group is deleted, and the whole thing just dissolves.
So if you're listening right now, and this blueprint sounds familiar, if you or someone you know got caught in this, or something like it, STX or Foot Locker, we really need you to hear this next part.
Please do not see this experience as some kind of personal failure. It is not about a lack of intelligence. These are not simple tricks. This is high-level psychological warfare. It's designed step by careful step to override your logic by exploiting very natural human behaviors.
Yeah, you are navigating a system built by experts. Experts in trust, in social pressure, in emotional manipulation. The scam works because of its calculated rhythm, not because of a single moment of carelessness on your part. Anyone can be pulled into a system this deliberately engineered.
And understanding the architecture we've laid out today, that's the first and most powerful step toward protecting yourself in the future. Once you see the pattern, you can spot it a mile away.
We are committed at HackAware to exposing these operations, to educating the public, and supporting everyone affected by them across Sri Lanka. Knowledge is your best defense. Stay sharp, stay safe, stay HackAware.